The Making of a Champion. Michael Jordan's Journey from Rejection to Greatness. The gymnasium at Emsley A. Laney High School fell silent as Coach Clifton Herring posted the varsity basketball roster on the bulletin board. 15-year-old Michael Jordan pushed through the crowd of eager players, his heart pounding with anticipation. He scanned the list once, twice, then a third time, his name nowhere to be found. The crushing weight of rejection settled over him as he realized he hadn't made the cut from his own high school team. Standing at just 5'10" and lacking the physical presence of his taller teammates, Michael had been deemed too small, too unproven for varsity basketball. While his friends celebrated their spots on the team, Michael walked home that autumn day in 1978 with his dreams seemingly shattered. But what happened next would define not just his basketball career, but his entire approach to life. That night, alone in his room, Michael made a decision that would echo through sports history. Failure wasn't going to be his final answer, it was going to be his fuel. While disappointment burned in his chest, a fiercer flame began to grow, the determination to prove everyone wrong. The next morning, Michael arrived at the gym before dawn. While the varsity team slept, he was shooting hundreds of jump shots in the empty gymnasium. When they finished practice in the afternoon, Michael was still there, working on his footwork, his dribbling, his conditioning. This wasn't just practice. This was a relentless pursuit of excellence born from the sting of rejection. Coach Herring noticed the dedication immediately. Here was a young man who didn't sulk or quit when faced with setback, but instead doubled his efforts. Michael's work ethic became legendary around the school. He practiced with an intensity that made his teammates uncomfortable, as if every drill was a personal statement against those who had doubted him. The transformation was remarkable. Over the next year, Michael grew 4 inches and added muscle, but more importantly, he developed an unshakable mental toughness. When he finally earned his spot on the varsity team as a junior, he didn't just make the roster, he dominated. His fierce competitiveness and clutch performances caught the attention of college scouts, including Dean Smith from the University of North Carolina. At UNC, Michael faced a new level of competition and skepticism. Many questioned whether a player from small-town North Carolina could compete against the nation's best. But Michael had learned a valuable lesson from his high school rejection. External doubt was just another obstacle to overcome. He approached college basketball with the same relentless work ethic that had carried him through his darkest moment. The pinnacle came during the 1982 NCAA championship game against Georgetown. With the Tar Heels trailing and seconds remaining, freshman Michael Jordan stepped up to take the shot that would define his clutch reputation. The ball swished through the net, giving North Carolina the title and announcing to the basketball world that Michael Jordan was no ordinary player. Yet even this success didn't satisfy him. When he entered the NBA with the Chicago Bulls, critics questioned whether his college heroics would translate to the professional level. The league was dominated by established superstars, and many viewed Michael as just another talented rookie who might struggle against seasoned veterans. Michael's response was vintage Jordan. He let his performance speak. His rookie season showcased flashes of brilliance, but it was his attitude that truly set him apart. Every practice was an opportunity to improve, every game a chance to prove his worth. He studied opponents obsessively, worked on weaknesses relentlessly, and approached each challenge with the same mindset that had carried him from that heartbreaking day in high school. The memory of being cut from his high school team never left him. In interviews throughout his career, Michael would reference that moment as pivotal, not because it crushed his spirit, but because it crystallized his understanding that success required more than talent. It demanded an unwavering refusal to accept defeat as permanent. This philosophy drove him through 6 NBA championships, 5 MVP awards, and countless moments of individual brilliance. When faced with playoff eliminations, clutch shots, or fierce competitors, Michael drew upon that teenage boy who had walked home disappointed but not defeated. The lesson of Michael Jordan's journey transcends basketball. It speaks to anyone who has faced rejection, disappointment, or the crushing weight of unmet expectations. His story reminds us that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's often the foundation upon which true greatness is built. Those who overcome rejection and failure know that failure is just a pothole on the road to success. We have been told that it is not what it takes to knock you down, but to keep you down, that is the true measure of future success. That sophomore, who didn't make his high school varsity team, became the greatest basketball player in history, not despite his early failure, but because of how he chose to respond to it. Michael Jordan's legacy isn't just about championships and accolades, it's about the transformative power of refusing to let rejection define your future. Tune in again for more stories from the Untold News Report.